Of Twin Cities Live. The dog days of summer, they have started, my friends, whether we want them to or not. And we all know it's very important. We've got to protect our skin when we spend our time outside. But let's talk real here, especially for the parents. Sunscreen, can have a very strong smell to it. And also, just imagine, how do you feel after you try to get it on your kids? Great or terrible? Probably terrible, because they start to just run away. They slip right out of your hands, literally. Not really a great experience. So to help with all of those sunscreen woes that we have, Twin Cities Live reporter Kelly Hansen chatted with TCL's beauty guru, Sarah Bartlett. Look at this.
Sarah, so great to see you. You know, it's sunny behind you outside, and so I bet you have your sunscreen on right now.
Absolutely. Yes, I put sunscreen on whether I'm inside, outside, no matter what.
Every single day?
Every single day. Yeah, yep, absolutely. Even I work inside most of the time, but even just kind of being near a window, I like to have that extra protection. So.
All right, so let's talk about protection via sunscreen. You know, we see a lot of things marketed for your face and your body. Tell me, do I need both? Can I use what's on my face somewhere else? How does this all work?
Yeah, so a lot of that is marketing. So sunscreen that's formulated for your body is going to be thicker, maybe not necessarily the kind of consistency of a product you want on your face, especially if you struggle with acne or congestion. And sunscreen formulated for your face specifically often has skincare ingredients in it, which is wonderful. So I like to find a sunscreen that works in both places and then just use one. There's no harm, obviously, in using one for your face and one for your body, but if you want to save a little money, just find one that works for your face first and then put it everywhere.
Okay, so I have to show you, I brought this to show and tell time. I use, it's an SPF 36, and this is my foundation. So what do you think about this? Finding products that's a foundation and an SPF, or should I be putting on my foundation and another product as my SPF?
Yeah, so I think that as long as you make sure that you are putting on enough product to get the full SPF effect, and I'll be honest, it requires a lot of product, a lot more than most people would use.
Okay.
So that's why I suggest finding a standalone sunscreen and putting that on at the tail end of your full skincare routine.
I hate more than anything when I'm applying sunscreen if it stinks. So I tend to go towards a little more expensive brand that doesn't smell like sunscreen. What do you suggest there?
Yeah, so there are a lot more options for sunscreens that don't smell like sunscreen. So there are some that have kind of a nice fragrance added, and one of my favorites is from the drugstore. It's the Aveeno Protect and Hydrate Lotion Sunscreen. It's a broad spectrum sunscreen. It smells light and floral, no telltale sunscreen scent at all, and it comes in really high SPFs. I believe it comes in up to 70, which is what I choose. So that's a great option.
A mineral sunscreen, is that going to protect you more?
It doesn't necessarily protect you more, it just protects you differently. So it's just different ingredients. Some people have allergies or just don't react well with some of the ingredients that are in so-called chemical sunscreens. It's all chemicals. Everything's a chemical, but mineral sunscreens are a version that a lot of people like. And the big downside to a mineral sunscreen is that they leave a white cast. So on my skin, most mineral sunscreens will leave a white cast. So you can only imagine what that looks like on someone with a darker skin tone. But companies are becoming more responsive to that. One that I really like is Australian Gold Botanical Tinted Sunscreen. Australian Gold Botanical is a really nice brand in general. They have a lot of options, but this one is especially good because it comes in different shades that cover fair to deep skin tones. They're tinted, so you won't get that white cast that you have to kind of rub in really excessively or wait to dry down before you put on makeup or go out or anything like that.
As far as putting on sunscreen on your face, when do you put it on? I would think before makeup, but then there are some sprays that you can spray over your makeup. What would you suggest?
Yeah, so if you're thinking about your full skincare routine, your sunscreen should be the last step of that. So after you cleanse, moisturize, then put on sunscreen, and then go into makeup. Now, there are products that you can apply on top of your makeup to refresh that sunscreen factor throughout the day, and those typically come in powder form. They also can come in a light liquid spray, which can feel really refreshing too. So I love that there are more options for topping up your sunscreen throughout the day, because that's something I think a lot of us forget to do. You can't just put it on once at the beginning of your day and call it good.
When you put sunscreen on yourself or your kids, you're outside, you're working in the yard, you're playing, and you're sweating, sunscreen can run off, right? Yeah. What's a solution? What product do you love that doesn't do that?
Yeah, I hate that. And we're having a few really sweaty days here in Minnesota right now, and it can drip into your eyes, it can come off of your skin, and then you're not as protected. A new really good one is by Banana Boat. It's their Light as Air sunscreen spray. So Banana Boat, I mean, they're a pretty iconic brand. So they've come out with this new spray that is water resistant, and it actually absorbs excess moisture on the skin, which is really interesting. So as you're sweating, the product can help absorb some of that so that it's not running off of you. And also you'll feel a little lighter and fresher if you're not sweating as much.
I love that these are all great price points, that we can find these pretty much at any drugstore or big box store. You don't have to do special order, and we can get them right away because we want to be outside as much as we can in the summer.
Exactly. Yeah, there really is something for everyone. It can be a little overwhelming because there are so many options. So I hope this helped kind of narrow down the choices with a few things that I like specifically.
Very good stuff there. We posted a link to these sunscreen options and Sarah's blog. It's all up on our website, twincitieslive.com.